Have you ever found yourself saying, "Hey, that's not fair"? It might have been when you were playing a game or comparing how you were treated to how someone else was treated. From the time we're toddlers, we're taught how to play by the rules, how to be fair. And so we expect that's the way everyone is supposed to do things. Play by the rules. Be fair. But the question is, does God work in that way? Is God fair? To start to answer that, we're going to look at a story from the book of Genesis in the Old Testament that has a lot to do with fairness and unfairness. It's the story of two brothers, Jacob and Esau. In those times, the older brother was supposed to inherit the right to be the leader of the family, and that meant he got more of the money and property when their father died. And even more than that, in the case of Jacob and Esau, the firstborn boy was supposed to be the one to carry on the promise of Jesus through his sons. So this was a very big deal for Jacob and Esau. Now, Esau was born first, and his twin Jacob was born second. That meant according to the customs and what was fair, Esau was supposed to inherit everything that was supposed to go to the firstborn boy. So far, so good, right? Well, maybe not, because God has something else in mind. When their mother, Rebekah, was pregnant with Jacob and Esau, God had told her that the older twin, Esau, would serve the younger twin, Jacob. That's the opposite of what should have happened. What God told Rebekah is that Jacob would receive the inheritance, and Jacob, the second-born child, would be the one through whom Jesus would be born. So when their father Isaac got very old and blind and was close to dying, he told Esau to bring him food so that Isaac would then deliver his blessing to Esau. But Rebekah overheard Isaac, and she remembered what God had told her, that Esau would serve Jacob, and she helped Jacob trick their father into giving him the blessing. Jacob wore Esau's clothes and pretended to be as hairy as Esau by wearing a goat skin to cover his hands, and he tricked Isaac into giving him the blessing. Totally unfair, right? According to every law and custom at that time, Esau should have received Isaac's blessing. So what was going on? Well, God was playing favorites. He picked Jacob, not Esau, to receive the blessing and to bring forward the promise of Jesus. God didn't care about who had earned the blessing or who deserved it according to laws and custom. God simply chose Jacob to receive the blessing, and it had nothing to do with what Jacob had done. So why does this matter to us today? Because God plays favorites with you today, just like he did with Jacob. He chose you to receive his promise. And just like Jacob, you didn't do anything to deserve it or earn it. In fact, there's nothing you could ever do to earn God's promise. God plays favorites, and you're one of them.